Never be broken. Uwe Hohn of East Germany shatters American Tom Petronov's world record by over 16 feet. 343 feet, 10 inches. Watch where it lands, just inside the stadium. After this, the weight of the Javelin will most assuredly be increased. The stadium are not big enough to hold the Javelin anymore.
They're getting like place kickers.
End of it, even more astonishing.
Yes, welcome Uwe Hohn to our Congress.
Thank you.
Please sit down there. Now we have an excellent great moment to talk with Uwe, next 45 minutes, and I have some special questions to Uwe, and then also be prepared after 30 minutes or something. You can ask everything you want. I think we leave there 15 minutes or something to your questions. Please put on paper or some questions. So this throw, 104.80 meters. It was also very important to me. I was 24 years old, or young thrower in Finland, and the impression of this throw when I saw it in Finnish television. I was 80 meters throwers here in Finland with this old Javelin, and immediately after this competition and this result, Uwe's result, I improved my best next week, next competition 5 meters, because you know 80 meters, 105 meters. I was very poor with my 80, so it's very strong psychological impact to me, my career also. And then after next week, I improved with 87.5. So in 2 weeks, I improved by Uwe. 7.5 meters, okay. Without the training. So I think everybody of us, we have seen this throw, and it's amazing and great moment in Javelin throw history. So once again, Uwe, welcome to Kuortane. I think this is your 5th or 6th time here in Kuortane during these last 25 years. You are our good friend also in our training center and Finland. And my first question to you is that how your sporting career started in your hometown? Where you lived at that time, and how you start to sport?
Yeah, I grew up in Rheinsberg. It's a little town with 5,000 people there. It's a little bit similar to Kuortane, with a lot of forest and lakes and nice area. And I started, growing up in the nature, throwing sticks, throwing stones. We had a sailing boat. We went in the summertime out on the lakes, and on the beach was always stones, and trying to throw further than my father, and so that was the first competition I did. And after I went to school, we had a test in school with little balls to throw, and I was through about double that far than the average, or the best second. And with seven years. And then the teacher asked me if I like to come to a training group in the afternoon, and I started then with 7 to go twice a week to the training, later 3 times. And growing up in this area where the facilities was not that great. We had a indoor hall like the size of a volleyball field, and with sharing with a lot of kids and other sports group. So the most training take part outside and was country running and not much sprinting, not much jumping, but playing, and we played also handball, was also good to improve my throwing. And then I think it was around 1972, about the time of the Olympic Games in Munich, as I saw a documentary about Klaus Wolfermann, and then was the first idea to throw javelin and try to be better. And with this with this documentary, I asked my parents to get a javelin, and the first one was at this time surely a wooden one. And then I practiced alone for myself because nobody else could tell me how to throw javelin, what rhythm, what style, and only try to throw further each day or each week. Not always happened, but trying again and again. So and we also took this javelin to holidays on the boat, for example. And every time went to afternoon we stopped somewhere, then get the javelin out and then throwing. So I improved step by step. Made many mistakes. I realized later as I went to sports school, and my first coach and coach for many years told me that's not right. You have to that's the technique here, and I had totally changed my idea of technique, and javelin throwing. And but also from the almost first moment at the sports school, he taught us about technique, about the first targets. That was mainly about rhythm. What rhythm, what impulse step, even if high, but the timing had to be right. And we spoke even then about finer techniques. What's the final target? We had photo sequences we watched and studied and analyzed almost every step of it. What body position, what foot position, what knee, hip, shoulder, leaning back, and then
Do you remember now what was that time the most important part or point in your technical skill? What was most important to you? Do you remember something special point in throwing? Hand, breast, leg, something. Is this the you learned first by yourself and then change? Is there something special you get the point, get the idea?
Yeah, from the first, I did a cross step, opposite side, back ways. Yeah, so that was the main changing. Yeah, but otherwise the technique improved with the athletic skills I got. Yeah, so I can't really say that's an important part, or there it's going into each other, and even sometimes got back to old mistakes and habits, and but we then also worked at the general training part when we start back from holidays. A lot of technique imitation and start from really slow, like walking. We will show it tomorrow also, and feel first in walking very slow, even standing correct position and things. So to work on these technical elements. For me was latest after we spoke about Nemeth and his world record and his active cross step. Was not perfect, but was something at this time we put in and worked on this activity from left leg pulling and active swinging legs forward, without to get the upper body in front, but also not to pull the body back, more the idea to overtake with the legs the upper body. So, and the other thing, in opposite to what we heard in the morning from Andreas, that I try to lean as far back as possible. What's probably also not the perfect idea, but I was also young, and when you're young, you can make also mistakes. Yeah.
We can see at that video that you have very long pull. Longer,
that was
longer. I think longer than never has seen, and it looks like that you are even push the right hand just before the left leg landing. You are pushing it that way. Is it right or?
Yeah.
Did you try that special thing?
Not really. It came. I think as I was about 18, 19 must be. I made a mistake. I was hanging too much, and the arm dropped. And then my coach told me, try doing the cross step to lift your arm up. Yeah, and with this arm lifting, I went also more back. Yeah, and it started like this.
That's interesting. What age At what age you started sports school and you got the professional coach? What age that was?
With 13 years.
Yeah. So can you tell us something more about this German sports school system?
Yeah, they had a selection system built up with testings. Yeah, not only once. They invite the candidates few times to testing weekends. Even I think we was there once for a week, also with measurements, sitting high and hand lengths, and then coordination tests, and also some writing tests. Then with a special coach, discipline coach, they select before a little bit. That's fast, could be go to sprinter. This one slow but tall, go to thrower. Yeah, and then
what time was that when you select the javelin?
With 12. With 12 years. Yeah.
But was there any other sport with javelin that time, or?
When I got selected, I did not so much different things like throwing. Nobody could tell me how to throw a discus or something. Only my sister went to sports school 2 years earlier than I, and she told me what they are doing and how she throw, and from this point I got a little bit idea. But otherwise, shot put was more jumping. We had not even a circle. Was only a circle of steel we put on the dirt, and then we jumped in there and tried to throw as far as possible. How we thought, because nobody, like I said, could tell us. One episode was that I went to our state championships and went there with spikes to a shot put competition, and there was a concrete circle. So running back, change shoes. Yeah. So these things.
Do you remember those results that time, 13, 14, 15 years old, with 600 gram javelin or something? Maybe you have some results there? But.
Yeah, before I went to the sports school, I had only 2 competitions, and one was in Rheinsberg on some dirt, and they had not even or didn't know or had not the right javelin. I threw there with 800 gram. With 12, and but not too bad. 36 meters.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, the country championships, I threw just under 43 with 600. Yeah, and then we can maybe get the chart.
Now it's time to talk about a little bit your training and results and test results. Olli-Pekka put them there, and you can tell about. Of course, your training it came harder and harder there in sports schools. And what age you get in there in national teams or national training?
Yeah, we started anyway pre-general training with a lot of playing, only maybe twice a week, javelin, yeah, sometimes only once, and then also discus and hurdle and gymnastics, skiing. In winter we went always in a skiing camp with country skiing and also alpine to get coordination and learn things. Yeah. And here
okay, there we can see some results during the years.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit your progress?
Yeah, on the top, this was the first year in sports school. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, here, up here, and you see, I was pretty slow at the start, and also not strong. The results are end of the first year, yeah? So not as I started. And for example, standing long jump, just over 2 meters, it's not really great. Yeah, here 4 kilo overhead, for example, also 11 meters. Yeah, that's yeah, very bad. But yeah, we, like I said, we did not much lifting, only general training, a lot with medicine balls, gymnastic. The lifting started with a bar, 20 kilo, and a lot of exercises, no maximal power. But end of the first year, I managed to throw 54 meters. Yeah, which was quite good. The DDR record to compare was 61 meters. Yeah. A year later, I was not much better. I mean, I improved, but not amazing. In sprinting, for example, 30-meter flying, still slow and slower than the girls in my group. Yeah. And that only changed in the year later when I really made a jump up with sprinting, and you see also jumping much better. And yeah, 76, 77 in this year. We threw actually also already the 800 gram, so I made a jump from 54 to 63 in this 1 year, and even with a heavier javelin, which I thought it's not too bad. And then a year later, another 9 meters. Yeah. So I think that was the important years to get on this idea to be the first over 100 meters. Yeah. In the year 78 to 79, I was injured. I had a foot fracture, middle foot, and yeah, it was a pretty long time. I couldn't really do sprints, jumps, and I need also to say I lost a little bit motivation, which probably can happen during this age. Yeah. But I got back on track in the following year, through my first 80 meters in this winter. I had 3 winter throwing competition outside, also from inside to outside. And all 3 was over 80 meters, and in May, I think was that I threw 85. Yeah, with this I was also pretty happy. Yeah, without to push also too much on increasing lifting results. I think we built quite slowly up. Yeah, I was not the strongest, but also not the weakest. But we not overdo it, because the all javelin was also very delicate to throw. Special when it came to the really good javelin, the held Custom 3, which I got in '83 from competition in between GDR and USA. They bought a few few javelins back to the GDR, and I got 2. And as I threw the first time this one in training, it went probably 50 meters like this. Yeah, no chance to hit it right, and then I tried to work on feeling. I thought I had not too bad feeling for javelin, and could hit javelins quite good, but this one was a bit different. But I thought also that this Custom 3 was also a chance to throw really far. Yeah, and far it's 100 meter, but I think with a little bit more experience and not doing too much mistakes and be healthy, that's a major thing. It would be also possible to throw further, which I also thought to do in '85, for example. I improved in power, throwing power. Yeah, one big numbers, I think, is throwing from with a 3 kilo shot from one step. So standing here, one step and throwing 40 meters. Without to have the power, for example, from
Did you use a lot of those 3 kilos shot or something in those overweights in your training also, or only testing?
Yeah, what I said, we in the GDR got also told what we have to do. Yeah, in training, for example. Yeah, they had every year a training conference with the coaches. How many maximal power exercises you have to do, how many tons, was only calculated in tons actually. Yeah, and that should increase, and I didn't need as much as other, like Detlef Michel. Yeah, he did, I don't know, 1,000 throws in a week and triple that much maximal power exercises or repetition. But same with these introduce the 3 kilo shot. I mean, I was as I started this 22 or yeah, even 21, and was quite quite early.
As you see these results here, also here, they are really good results. As you know, maybe you can try with your athletes. Those they are so great. And my personal best with 2 kilos standing throw was 40 meters with the 2 kilos. He did it in 3 kilos. It's amazing result.
After the European Championships, coming back from holidays, we had some tests, same as Andreas said, with the biomechanics and starting test of the year, lifting, throwing, then biomechanics, testings also with a javelin who measure the way of acceleration, yeah, and with the 800 gram shot, I threw from run up, yeah, 98 meters at this time. That's the same test I threw. Only 87 with the javelin, so I think that's also good for this age and also for the time of the year. Probably the better way to improve would be on staying on lighter weights, keeping speed up and working on this.
Did you never throw 600 grams Wim Javelin?
Not really. We did few times, but also not with long arm because, yeah, like Andreas said, yeah. So if you can't, yeah, control this.
How about we can?
But I also on the other end didn't throw really 900 gram. Yeah, I hate them, especially at this time. The quality of the javelins was so poor. One if the grip was here, the other was there, and yeah. So yeah, made no.
We can see your competition results and your best results there. How about your training session results? Did you measure your training session and how far you through in training sessions?
Yeah, before the world record, I actually not threw that that good in training. I threw okay, about 94 meters, but more important, I threw it quite consistent. Yeah, not only in one training session, one throw there. I threw then yeah, about 5 throws there of this.
Can you tell a little more about this 104.8 draw? Was you in very perfect shape that time? Did you feel good
Yeah,
technical level, or what's behind this day?
Yeah, actually started in 83 or 82 as I had a rupture of my ligament in my right foot. It was about beginning of June, and then qualified for European Championship and won. That's not the important part, but the next year I realized that I had pain on the inside of my foot, and then the doctor said, okay, focus on LA Olympic Games. We have to fix this. Was a cartilage problem, and so I went to surgery. They fixed this. I couldn't walk or put some weight on the right foot for over 6 months. But after that, we prepared pretty much direct for Los Angeles, and I had not other problems doing this preparation. And then, I don't know when it was actually, in April or May, we got the news that we not participate there. And after first really disappointing, I told myself what to do. I can only try to be to do my best and to show that I'm the best in this year, and focused on the 100 meters, special after also Tom Petronov threw in 83 just under 100 meter. Lucky me. And then also, after I started pretty good in the year with 94 in the first competition, then second competition a week later in Potsdam, 99, was for me pretty surprising. But I also knew before that I always be much better in competition and can motivate myself very good in competition. And I hit the javelin pretty good in Potsdam. And latest, since then I knew that's also in this year possible and only a question of time. We went back in training again to prepare the Olympic Day, especially because it should be the main focus at this year after we not compete in LA, and 5 days before the Olympic Day, we had last test in Berlin. I threw without really preparation, special preparation for this competition, and one time 97.12, and second best was 96.96. So I was pretty confident that it could happen. But with this javelin, you never know. You have to hit it good, and you have also to have good conditions. And the conditions in Berlin on this day was not perfect, but good enough. Yeah, and
I have a short story about this competition because there was one Finnish guy, Antero Toivonen, was there in same competition, and I heard that he threw first throw 84 meters or something, and he was very happy and doing like that, and after Uwe's throw he take his spikes off and go to spectators place.
sorry. Yeah, what was different to you, your story? Yeah, you got motivated on it. Yeah.
He stops and I start. Okay, time is going so fast. Let's take a couple of questions now. Who is first? Okay, you.
One question I asked Jürgen Schuld many years ago if his 74 meters was a perfect throw. He said no. Was it your perfect throw?
No. Yeah, yeah. No, was not. I knew that I could throw further. Actually, also the throw I had in Potsdam was lower, and I think this kind of javelin you had to throw a little bit lower, and yeah. And I, like I said, I was also very young, 22. Today would be still compete under 23. And with increasing this result, I did throwing power. I only forgot in this year to work on my speed. You can also look online. We did in preparation of this also my last competition in Canberra, for example. I was so slow and also throwing from a very short approach and still and not really good flying of the javelin, still 96. Yeah, but young javelin thrower can make mistakes, and you saw also this last season up and down from Thomas. Before years from Chelesny, he had great years, but also, yeah, not so great, where he tried things out and didn't work out, and yeah.
Okay, let's take a next
you have
one.
To be healthy.
Is there any other questions now? I have a one. Everybody know that you had this very bad injury. It was 86 or.
Yeah, beginning of.
Can you tell short, because we know that you needed to stop your career of this back injury.
Yeah, I had also some little issues in '85 already, and then we went to Cuba for a training camp. First was planned to go to Australia, and then Australia paid only if Marita Koch would came with us, but the GDR said no, that's a throwing camp, and we sent only throwers. So Australia said, okay, then we don't pay. So we went not there. Big disappointing of us, and they said, okay, We go to Cuba. I said I don't like. No, you have to. Yeah, otherwise you will not compete this year. Yeah, so I went there, and we had very bad training conditions, and especially for lifting, and I injured my back. Started with a prolapse of a disc between L4 L5, and got worse. And the idea of the GDR special in '86 took the European Championships in Stuttgart place, and they said, you're one medal, we cannot let you rest. We go other way, we do this the active way. And got worse and worse, so that I, at the end of '86, I had the surgery, and this surgery went wrong. As I woke up, the whole right side was numb, and I couldn't pull my foot up. They tried to fix this, but no chance. Yeah. So I had a second surgery, so they made even my back more weak, unstable, and with no different result. And you see, even today, this limping. But I live with this now, so. But was disappointing. Yeah. Big.
Of course, and sorry for that, because I really know that you could throw with the new Javelin also very far. But now, have you any more questions? I think we have now time to go forward, but now big hand to Uwe Hohn.
Thank you.